Hey, what's going on? My name is Mike, and I'm here with my wife, Mare.
Hi, guys.
And you're listening to I Don't Want to Watch That. Basically, we came up with this concept during the quarantine, and it all started because I had a sports podcast, and it's currently on hiatus because work was a bit crazy, and due to coronavirus, work is slowed down, but also due to coronavirus, there's no sports to talk about anymore.
Now we have reality TV and Real Housewives of New York. Real Housewives of New York is one of my absolute favorite franchises from Bravo. And they are coming out with a new season in April, I believe. I have to double check the date. I'm not sure. But what better time than now to binge watch Real Housewives of New York and chat about it.
Mare had been watching this for years now, or even
it's
maybe
only
just
3 years. It's only been 3 years.
A year, but you've watched all of it in that year.
Currently binge watching on my own Real Housewives of OC.
So it's been a lot of housewives going on in the background of our lives, and I'd be in the other room watching sports and snickering and walking by and making comments about how you could watch these fucking just entitled women act like children. And now here I am
watching it with me,
and
what a joy.
Yeah, so we figured what better way to document it than
do a podcast, talk about it.
And I'm going to put a little sports twist on it. So basically, the first season in New York is 9 episodes, and the reunion or whatever they call that thing,
it's
like the post game. I'm going to call it the post game,
okay?
Because that's what they do with sports.
Recap.
No, I'm calling it the post game. Yeah.
Wait, why?
Game. Why? Because after the game of like a basketball game or a football game, you do the post game interview.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, but anyway, so we're going to talk about the first 3 episodes in New York. I'm going to do, after the first episode, my initial power rankings. And I guess that's just going to be, like, who I like the most or who I find the most, I guess, intriguing more than anything. And each episode, we're going to do winners and losers. And at the end of the season, the final power rankings will be the final power rankings. And we're just going to adjust them at the end of each episode. So every 3 episodes, you get a new power rankings. And every episode, you're going to get winners and losers.
Yeah. This is going to be a really hard thing for me to do, to not influence Mike in any way about any of the women on the show, because, I've seen everything. I follow, like, all the blogs and, the Twitter feeds and, like, all the memes and all that crap. So I am a really big fan, huge fan. So yes, it will be very, very difficult for me to not influence Mike on how he feels about certain women on the show and their growth, and some of the drama that they face and all that nonsense.
And speaking of following and social media in that regard, we do have Twitter accounts. We do have an Instagram account. There are literally 0 posts as of this recording.
Yeah, this is still very new, obviously.
Yeah, but so we're going to tweet about the first episode once we post it. And then we're going to dive right into watching episode 4 and tweet about it while we're watching it. We're going to be on Podbean. So I believe it's don'twantowatch.podbean.com. And you should be able to find this on iTunes, Spotify, all that junk. Google Podcasts, blah, blah, blah. So, I guess
we get right into it.
Without further ado, let's dive in. And I guess we'll talk about the first episode.
Yeah, so the first episode is where we meet all the wonderful New York housewives. And I would like, if we could, to go over some of your first impressions of these women.
Yeah. So while we were watching this, I could not hide some of my facial expressions and made a few comments as well. And Mare was kind enough to jot most of them down.
Yes. But why why don't we start with, okay, so we'll start with the first housewife that we met, who was Ramona Singer.
So my first impression was she kind of reminded me of my mom. Because my mom's a bit of a hot mess lush. And she's always out there to have a good time. And she's always willing to do the most ridiculous things in order to get, the party going or anything like that. So that was my first impression of Ramona. And
her husband, Mario. What did you think of Mario?
I thought he reminded me of, like, Danny Tanner a little bit. Or, like,
really?
Fucking, who was the guy at Dunder Mifflin who was, like, above Michael? Like that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like he reminded me of that guy.
Yeah.
But no, it seemed like they had a very good and healthy relationship.
And their daughter Avery.
I don't know.
I literally wrote it down. You said Avery. What did I say? Let me find it.
Oh, she's the adult in the house.
Yeah, you said, yo. Her daughter is saucy.
Yeah, well, she was just talking shit the whole fucking time about her mom. Like, her mom was an embarrassment, and she's just, like, being too provocative, and the daughter wasn't about that. And then she was just throwing the snide comments out there, and I loved every minute of it. I'm all about speaking truth to power, and as a 12-year-old speaking to your parents and telling them that they're messes, I respect that 1,000,000%. So, absolutely.
What did you think about Jill Zarin and Bobby and their daughter?
Well,
oh no, not their daughter, Jill's daughter. Sorry,
Jill's daughter. Yeah. So I like them. I thought they were like the most wholesome, almost normal-ish family of the group.
Yeah.
I liked. So my initial reaction. Obviously, we watched 3 episodes. So my opinion did change over time. But in that first episode, I thought that they were portrayed as a very nice family, and Bobby's making an effort to make, Allison happy. Maybe not as much of an effort as Jill would like, but I respected the effort nonetheless.
Okay, all right. Let's see, who else? Who's next on the list? What about Bethany?
Bethany, in that first episode, I didn't really think too much about. She seemed to be different than the rest a little bit in that she was not married and still, looking for something. And so she's out there trying to get that guy, like the nerdy guy from Impractical Jokers. I think his name is Mare. Like, she's trying to get him to settle down and move in. And I just wasn't into that storyline.
Oh, yeah, her first boyfriend that we meet on the show, Jason, I think is his name.
Yeah. Well, by you saying that, it makes me think that that's not going to work out.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. See, this is so hard. I can't, give things away. I know so much information, and it's going to be very hard for me.
Yeah.
All right, so Bethany, you were kind of like, whatever.
Yeah, off the bat.
How about Countess Luann?
She didn't, the first impression wasn't too nuts, but I could tell that she's going to be a problem down the road. Yeah, she seemed very into the title, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like that's going to be a theme
Money
going
can't
forward.
buy you class. Money can't buy you class.
I assume that's an inside joke with the people who have watched this show before. So that's all right. I'll take that.
Oh my god, he has no
but
idea.
Yeah, she seemed like she could be ridiculous, and I think her and Ramona are either going to get along famously and be ridiculous together, or they're going to just be two alphas and clash completely.
Okay.
So that was my initial thought.
Okay.
And you may hear little pitter-patters around here. We've got our dogs running about. And I'm not going to edit any of this. So if they bark, they're just going to fucking bark.
It is what it is. Okay, what about, our Alex and her husband. What the heck is his name again?
Alex
and Simon. Alex and Simon and their son, or their two sons. Francois.
I fucking hated them right off the bat. Like, they were the absolute like most pretentious ones out of the entire group, and they had no business being that. Like they were like low class trying to break into that group, and I think they're gonna have a tough time. And I don't know. I don't think they fucking deserve to be there. Like I thought this was supposed to be a little bit higher society than just like, you know, like a $2 million house in Brooklyn.
Yeah, but I would argue that it's new, quote unquote, New York society, and that I think that's one of the great, one of the great things about New York is like the social circles. Yeah, you have to, you know, and what they portray on this particular episode, and especially like what Jill says, all the parties that she's invited to, like it's a very tight circle. But also with New York is like
a lot of effort to get into that circle.
Yeah, but you know,
either you're like into it or it takes a lot to get into it, and they're trying pretty hard.
Yeah, but what I'm just saying is like,
and it should just
it could be anybody.
Like
you're an artist.
Yeah, I know. It's just.
It's New York as opposed to like Beverly Hills.
I wouldn't expect them to be able to just waltz in by going to a couple of Met parties or something like that. Is what I guess I'm saying. Like it's more of like you got to be invited in.
I understand.
Like, yeah.
Got it. Okay.
And they're trying too hard.
I don't disagree with you. In fact, and I this isn't going to spoil anything. When I first started watching Real Housewives of New York, any time that they were on the screen, it was just an absolute like cringe fest. Like I felt so uncomfortable. I kind of felt bad for them because obviously they really wanted to be a part of, you know, part of our society or whatever. Just being so over the top and just ridiculous.
But like it's
just even the way that they talk to each other.
But also like it's funny because like they said they wanted to be part of that society so bad and they want to put the effort in, but instead of going to the Hamptons and putting the work in, like they went to the island.
They went to St. Bart's, where they could
talk French and then, fucking, you know, spend $90,000 at a boutique or something.
That clip of them on the beach.
Oh, slow running with his little jock fucking bouncing up and down. That was fucking disgusting.
With his like little Speedo and then her thong bikini chasing after their kids. It was just so absurd. But, I mean...
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. What else can you say?
But it felt like a storyline that had nothing to do with the actual show itself at the time.
Or how they're like trying so hard to have their kid Francois speak French.
Yeah, and he's
just along
like,
with English. He's just
nope.
I'm a baby.
Apple juice, motherfuckers. Yeah.
Apple juice. Yeah, it's apple juice.
Yeah. So all right.
I'm just not having it.
So that's that.
So those are first introductions. That's what you feel about them.
Yeah, that was all 5 of them, right?
Yeah, I don't think we missed anybody.
So we just kind of like met everybody that episode. It wasn't anything too crazy. Didn't really advance too many storylines. It's basically like the first episode of Big Brother every year where you're like, hey, this is where I'm from and this is what I'm about.
We are also very Big Brother fans, guys. So
very big Big Brother fans.
Yes,
you just said very Big Brother fans. So I understand why that was confusing. But anyway, that's fine. So season 1, episode 1, in a nutshell, it was just them basically saying what's up, meeting everybody, and my initial power rankings after this, in terms of who I was going to be the most intrigued by, and this is my guess as to where they're going to fall at the end of the season, right? And after the post game, after the final, whatever that's called, right? So this is where I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Ramona at number 1. And I don't know if I'm going to hate her or love her. I just know I want to watch. It's basically like watching my mom with money. That's essentially what it is. And I want to see how crazy she gets with it. Number 2 is going to be Luann, because anytime you have somebody who's a countess and she tells everybody that, I feel like...
How many countesses do you know?
Exactly, none. So I'm very intrigued, but... You know, Ramona wins because...
It's Ramona. Listen, and I think I can say this too. You either absolutely love Ramona for everything that she is, or you can't stand her.
Okay. And that's essentially...
the 2 camps that you
That's what people say about my mom. So there we go.
Okay. Well, I love your mother, so...
Yes. No, I know you do. And then so... in the middle, coming in number 3 with the power rankings, I'm going with Jill. And because she was kind of nondescript, we didn't really find out too much about her. But I appreciated the family dynamic. I appreciated what her husband was doing for the daughter. And so
sending her to detox.
Well, we'll get into that in a second.
Oh, I'm sorry, I jumped the gun.
But
well, no, they talk about it in the first episode.
No. But I was gonna say because we were gonna do winners and losers after that.
Oh, okay.
And
my bad.
But yes, number 4 was Alex because I got a reaction out of her, even though it was a negative reaction. So I'm intrigued to see how much I'm gonna hate her and her entire family by the end of this.
I wouldn't include her sons in it because her sons are just trying to keep it real.
I know. I hear you. Yeah, I understand. I don't
They're
mean
just
them.
babies.
And no, I appreciated him telling her to fuck off. I want apple juice.
Apple juice.
Yeah. So she's in number 4 because at least I had a reaction. And the one, Bethany came in last because I didn't really have a reaction watching her. Like she's trying to get Mare from Impractical Jokers to move in with her or whatever the deal is. From what I understand, I think we're going to like her a lot more going forward.
I'm not going to say anything as much as I want to comment.
So, alright. So let's get into winners and losers. I just talked for a bit. Who were your winners and losers?
From the first episode?
Of the first episode.
For me, I think I would have to go with Ramona too. She's just one of the strongest personalities on the show. To me, oh God, see, this is hard for me to not include like what I know about her. Ramona can do no wrong in my eyes.
Okay, all right.
She can do no wrong in my eyes. So I'm gonna say that she's the winner of that episode.
Okay.
I think she had this. If just looking at that first episode, I think she had the strongest introduction. She's not putting on any airs. She's not trying to be somebody that she's not. She just is.
Okay.
That's who she is. Loser of that episode, probably Alex and Simon. I don't like them that much either, and just that first impression of them is just so cringe fest and just so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, it definitely is.
It just.
Okay. Well, I didn't necessarily pick any of the women as winners and losers. I just picked like obscure things that I saw throughout the throughout the episode.
Doing it based on their personality.
I think no, I'm not saying it's wrong, but I was being a little more silly with my selections. So like for the winner, I had like Allison, Jill's daughter, because she got to go to detox.
She got to go to detox. Yeah.
So I thought she was the big winner of the episode. She got what she wanted, and I think that's gonna help to build the relationship with her stepfather, and so I think she was the winner of the episode. And for the loser, I have Rosanna, Luann's maid, because they got that dog.
I thought that was the second episode, though.
No, that was at the end of the first one. I think they just got to the Hamptons and they brought the dog.
Oh, right.
In.
Okay.
So I had Rosanna, Luann's maid, because they got that dog, and even Luann was like, yeah, we'll take care of her for about a week, but really it's just going to show up on Rosanna. And then Rosanna shows up on screen, she's like, yeah, I'm going to be the one taking care of this dog. I know that. I have no false impressions on what's going on here. So let's move into the second episode,
which is the Hamptons.
They
all pack up and go to the Hamptons. Which, have you ever been to the Hamptons?
I think I went out there once with Danny to like a club for his birthday when I was still in the Navy, and he said he wasn't going to get drunk and drive home, and then he got too drunk where he couldn't drive home, so I had to drive home drunk. And it was fucking bad news because his car, his speedometer didn't work, so I had no idea how fast I was going, and we got pulled over. And his driver's side window wouldn't roll down, so he was passed out in the front seat, and I had to talk to the cop across him being passed out.
That sounds like an episode of Real Housewives.
That is absolutely kind of ridiculous. That was like my one experience with the Hamptons. Jessica was in the back seat. It was bad news bears. But I got out of the ticket. I talked my way out of it. I showed her my military ID, and the guy was like, listen, just fucking drive slower than somebody. Don't be the fastest. And I was like, all right, yeah, sure thing, man. Anyway.
I've never been to the Hamptons, so I was just curious if he had ever been there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember any of it except, getting the drive and all that stuff. And...
All right, so all the ladies, they pack up, except for Bethany, who stays in New York. Because she doesn't like the grotesque sort of display of wealth in the Hamptons.
Really?
Yeah, you missed that? She said that. That was like one of the things that she said. She was like, I like the Hamptons to go to the beach, to kind of hang. She's like, most of the time I just hang back in the city because I think that the Hamptons is just a disgusting display of wealth. You can't really see it in the city. Like, everybody lives in apartments and things like that. But
whereas Ramona, I think, said the opposite, where she was like, you can't fucking hide it if you're poor. Like, in the Hamptons, everybody knows what you really got. Like, you can't have a shitty apartment and drive around in a Lamborghini and people think you're a Lamborghini guy. Yeah. All right. I think I might have not caught that from Bethany, but that would have maybe...
Increased your...
increased my likelihood. Yeah, because she's more... That makes her a little more grounded or down to earth or whatever.
Okay, so they pack up and they go to the Hamptons. So, let's see. So, I guess we could start with Jill and Allie going to the detox center.
Yeah. So like I said, right at the end of that first episode, I thought Bobby was into it and shit like that, but then they turn around and he's not fucking there. So I was like, he's putting forth like 3/4 of an effort.
What do you mean he wasn't there? He took the...
No, like he was there, but like she was like, where the fuck is he? He was outside on the phone.
Oh, yeah. So he was there in presence, but not in spirit.
Yeah, exactly. And then, so like, it was like a half effort. You know what I mean? So I was like,
yeah, but then he took a sip of the juice, and they had that nice little snapshot moment of him taking a sip of that juice.
And he thought it was going to be bad. He feels healthier right off the bat. Yeah. No, I get it. But, I thought his reaction to it when she got home was fucking great. So, like, that was good.
Yeah.
But, right off the bat, I feel like it didn't go that great for her. So, like, So, we'll keep going. Keep going throughout the episode.
Yeah. And then what else happened in that episode?
They went to the dinner. Or not everybody.
What dinner?
Ramona had the dinner.
That's the third episode. You're mixing it up, honey.
No, I'm right. Well, because I had initially, Jill was a loser for not getting invited to that dinner.
Oh, well, I was going to jump to... Okay, can we get to that in a second?
Sure,
I was going to jump to the wonderful scene of of Ramona, Mario, and Avery helping Ramona pick out her outfit.
Oh.
For the Missoni show in the Hamptons.
Yeah. And the daughter, Alice, she was
like
just there.
Getting so upset.
With the outfit she was picking out. And then she promised her, she was like, all right, no, I'll wear the other.
Well, she had two, she was going to wear a short Missoni skirt. That was, I have to say, was very cute. But then there was two tops. There was a conservative one, kind of a conservative one, and then there was like this lingerie
But like, I think it only made it look lingerie-ish because the top part where the boobs were was tan.
Yeah, and it had like the lacy...
So it looked like it almost was flesh colored.
Well, it was it was a lingerie top.
Yeah, but it stood out as such. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was, but yeah, I was definitely on the daughter's side right there because I would have been completely embarrassed if I was a 12-year-old, and that was what my mom was rolling around in.
And so then she promised that she wouldn't wear the top, and then they cut,
and then the next scene, she's fucking wearing it.
No, cut two. They're walking out of the house, and she has the top underneath the shirt, like she's some sort of like teenage girl hiding from her mother.
I think I missed that part too. Oh my god, that's hilarious. That's even better. Yeah. That makes it even better. I just noticed that she was wearing it immediately after that. But I didn't notice that she snuck it out without wearing the other one on top just to appease the daughter.
Yeah, Ramona really...
Who's the boss in that house? Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
Honestly, I mean, you'll see as we go on, but like, Ramona to me is just... She's just gold. She's just so... awful and wonderful at the same time. I don't even know how that's possible, but it is. All right, so they go to the Missoni show. She sees Jill.
Yeah.
That's when she's, that's when it's established that Jill and Ramona, they're more acquaintances. They hang out in a lot of the same circles, but they've never really hung out one-on-one. And I feel like in that episode, they both really enjoyed each other's company. And then, they really dug hanging out, and Mario got in trouble because he was sitting on a younger woman, and then they have
I don't think he was sitting on her. I think the girl was sitting on him.
But he wasn't wearing his wedding ring.
Well, I don't disagree. But I guess fucking Bobby wasn't either.
Bobby wasn't either.
So he tried to be like, yo, you're not wearing it either, right? So then they both got in trouble. He dragged them down with him. That was bullshit.
You always wear your wedding ring, right?
I do. I never not wear it.
And sometimes I don't, so I understand that. So, I mean, because it's a precious, beautiful thing that I love, and it's very special to me.
And you do,
sometimes
I wear it lose and drop everything.
I do lose and drop everything.
So
I
it's
lost,
probably for the best, to be honest.
Funny story, I lost our wedding ring the day.
Oh, yes.
Literally the day after our wedding.
Yeah. When we went to the diner. It slipped off the finger and we couldn't find it. And
just ruined the entire day.
Resigned that it was gone and then found it in the suitcase later.
Yeah, it slipped. My fingers were so skinny that it fell off of my finger when I was packing, and then we found it. But, tangent. Sorry, went off.
Yeah, that's all right. So after that, I think they went to the horse show. Where Luann's daughter was riding a horse?
Yes, where Luann's daughter was riding a horse. Ramona showed up with her daughter Avery.
She showed up acting like it was the Kentucky Derby,
wearing her wonderful
hat and a sundress, and everybody else was there wearing riding boots.
And Luann takes the opportunity to pretty much in the confessionals kind of make. That's a great thing about.
I appreciated that.
Yeah, Luann, her confessionals are in the first. I want to say the first few seasons. Like, she's such a shady queen. She's
I appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, it's really fun to watch. So she shades Ramona. She's basically like, Ramona's asking her like a million questions, and all Luann wants to do is watch her daughter. Her daughter compete.
And she starts like trying to explain things, and like Luann
and then just totally blows her.
Yeah,
totally blows her off, and it's just like.
But I feel like they have similar amounts of money, but Luann thinks she's better because of the title.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I guess we're in for something. So after that, I guess that's when she invites her to that cookie party.
Yes, correct. The infamous cooking party, which we forgot to mention. So, and I don't think Mike caught this either. When Jill and Ramona were at the Missoni fashion party, they were getting ready to leave, and Jill says to Ramona, "Hey, what do you got planned this week? What are you doing?" And Ramona's like, "Oh,
that's right.
Nothing. I don't know."
But she totally
fast forward
had stuff
to
planned.
she had this dinner party or brunch or whatever it was, where all the women came to help cook what they were going to eat, and Luann invited Luann and did not invite Jill.
So then we go, and Luann's like, "I'm just gonna pop in because I really don't want to hang with these bitches anyway."
Just one drink.
I don't really want to fuck with these bitches, but I guess I'm getting paid to, so I'll pop in just to say what's up. And she pops in, expecting to see Jill, and she asks Ramona like, "Yo, where the fuck's Jill?" Everyone's like, "I don't know, maybe the city."
Yeah,
I don't know.
Jill's in Ramona's like, "I think she may still be in the city. I don't know."
Yeah. So she acts all aloof, but she totally knows. And then she cuts and she's like, "Oh yeah, I totally didn't fucking invite her. Because if I invited her, I gotta invite like 6 more people." And then like, and that's something my mom would totally do. Which is why people do hate my mom at times. So I respected it. I respected game, recognized game, and I definitely think that's And
then Luann. Oh no! Does Jill call?
Jill's trying to go out.
Right, Jill and her gay husband.
Yeah, Jill and fucking the gay husband, Brad. I want to say, or
not. Oh, what's his? I can't remember his name.
I don't remember. But anyway, Jill and the gay husband are like, "Yo, let's go fucking out town.
Let's get our driver.
Bitches. Yeah, and then we'll just
pop
go
around, go out."
So she calls Luann, and Luann's like, "No, it's with Ramona."
No, she calls Ramona first.
No, she calls the girl whose house they were at.
Right.
She calls the girl whose house they were at, and then she's like, "Oh, Ramona threw this party at my house," and she's just like, "What?" And then she calls Luann, and Luann dimed out Ramona in a second.
Threw her under the bus. She was where she was like, Yeah, I only wanted to go for one drink. Thank God.
Thank God I got out of there.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, so then Jill was kind of like,
So,
why is Ramona lying?
Yeah. Oh, it was great. And
Why
Jill
is she
reminds
gotta
me of
lie?
like Barbara Streisand.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Barbara Streisand.
But anyway, so at this point in the episode, there's also been these undertones of this tennis match. And so I'm thinking in my head, between Ramona and Jill.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, this is going to be wild. They got beef now and this going to... But I thought they were going to hype it up to get it, like, to you watch the next episode. I didn't think it was going to be at this episode. So I started writing my winners and losers. So my initial winner was the horse that Victoria rode because...
Luann's daughter, Victoria.
Yeah, because... You know, Victoria got a ribbon, but the horse didn't get shit, so I wanted to throw the horse a little juice, a little accolades out there. And my loser at the time was Jill. She had a tough episode. Like, she didn't get invited to dinner. Bobby wasn't paying attention at the detox. And he was like, nah, I'm not trying to go shopping for school supplies. I did that shit 5 years in a row.
Oh, right, when they're on the private jet.
Yeah.
And Jill trying to force Bobby to take...
Yeah. Like, this guy who could fly
supplies.
a fucking private jet, like, he's gonna go to Staples? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Well, it's a bonding moment. I
don't disagree, but, like, he
said, though, he did say, he counted it on his hand how many years that he had bought school supplies with her.
Yeah, and Allison didn't even know.
Yeah.
So,
I think she was just being a teenager. She wants, she wants a father figure.
So I thought the tennis match wasn't going to happen, and then, boom, go into the tennis match.
One of the greatest moments in the Real Housewives, I would say in the whole history of the Real Housewives.
Really? So in the second episode was one of the
100%.
peak moments.
Well, I think because
it's such an underdog story at that time. Because Jill's so down.
And I will give this away because it introduces this very frenemy. It's very much a frenemy relationship between Ramona and Jill that kind of continues on throughout.
This is more like an existential question, I guess, about the fucking franchise as a whole. Like, is that what they do? Like, they take women, like, there's multiple social groups, and they pick women from different social groups
from how it started.
In order to kind of, like, build the drama? Because if it's, like, 6 women who get along great, like, that's not...
Well, I think from what I understand, from how, like,
the selection process was?
Yeah, the selection process was, like...
Like, did they have to...
They interview women. It's like... And we could do a little bit more research on it, or we'll post it. But what I'm saying is, like, so there'll be one woman on the show, and then they'll, like, have a friend that they can bring on. So so down the road... When you'll see that some housewives end up leaving or they get fired, and then somebody will invite somebody.
But what I'm saying is, it seems like these 5 women that this show is about do not typically intermingle.
No,
it's
different social circles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but then it grows into something.
I guess, like, my question is also, like, did they have to put, like, video submissions in? Like, almost like this is, like, an exclusive reality show that they all had to apply for?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Kind of like how, like, billionaires who own sports teams, it's like a fantasy league in real life for them.
That's a good question. I'm not 100% sure what the exact process is, but I do know, like, down the road, like, you know, some of the women have friends that they bring on. Like, you'll meet Sonia, who is my ultimate fucking favorite housewife of all time. She's another one that
too much about it.
That
I don't
can do no wrong in my
influence.
eyes. I mean, it's a given with her.
Okay.
But she is best friends with Ramona.
Okay. Oh, that makes it more interesting.
And then, like, we'll meet Dorinda, who hangs out in that same circle. She's another...
Okay.
Quite honestly,
all right.
for the most part...
Wait till we get to them. I don't want to get
I just get excited about New York. I get excited about Real Housewives of New York. Because it is really... I really feel like it is a superior franchise amongst all franchises. And I love them all. In different ways.
So this tennis match...
Yes, back to the tennis match.
Like... Jill and Luann smashed them.
Yes. Wait.
And their strategy of hit the ball at Ramona. It was flawless.
Let's go back. Let's go back to how the teams are formed. So Ramona and Jill both train, quote unquote, train with a professional tennis player who Jill, she grills him trying to find out what Ramona's weaknesses are.
Yeah.
Weaknesses are, because she really wants to, like, at this point, Jill hasn't been invited to the party.
Yeah.
They
Jill
have
is
this she is so pissed off. All
yeah.
she wants to do is beat Ramona
absolutely.
so badly. So it's Ramona and her friend Missy, who we don't really know that much about. There was like that whole we meet her at the pool when I think it was at Missy's house or maybe Ramona's, where basically they're just being totally inappropriate in front of their 12-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
Where
ridiculous.
I looked over at Mike, and Mike's mouth, his jaw was just basically
pushing
to the
each
floor.
other into the pool.
Yeah,
like
pushing each other into the pool,
idiots.
holding the dog, like taunting that woman.
She's gonna
Throw the dog
puppy into the pool. Like, Jesus Christ. Savages out there.
So it's Ramona and Missy, and then we see Jill. We cut to Jill in a restaurant with Luann, talking shit about Ramona, talking about tennis, and apparently Luann is a very, very good tennis player. So Jill says,
It all just happens to work out.
yeah, why don't you come and be on my team? All right, now cut to the tennis match.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even much to talk about. The tennis match, like Ramona started crying at one point. Like, yelling at the people. She was like, I can't believe she brought all these people.
Poor Mario.
Yeah.
Who,
is he like a professional tennis player or something?
Yeah, so
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so he's like really into tennis. I think he was, I don't know if he was like a pro player,
She
but
said he was like 9th in the world or something at some point.
he's very
good.
good.
Like, if he's trying to spit advice, Ramona should shut the fuck up and listen.
Well,
Yeah, of course. And my mom wouldn't listen either. Like,
Yeah,
if my mom was
exactly.
trying to play softball, my dad's like, get it up more. If you like.
Well, your mom played. Well, your mom wasn't your mom a pitcher?
Yeah, she played a little bit, but I'm just saying,
Okay. So so the tennis match, it's really heated, right?
Yeah.
It gets really intense.
Yeah, when they switch sides, I think Ramona makes a little bit of a comeback. I think there might have been some sun issues, maybe like some glare, maybe one side better than the other.
Ramona's not having a great
But
game,
the
and she's getting frustrated.
Comeback fell short. Jill and Luann reigned supreme in front of like the 30 people they brought. Like,
where they thought it was the friggin' U.S. Open.
Acting like it was Wimbledon or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so that changed the winners and losers right there. Jill and Ramona both swap.
Yeah.
I mean, Ramona cried in front of everybody, and Jill won the match. And while Luann was part of it, it definitely meant more for Jill.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, okay.
All right.
So let's dive into the third episode.
I'm pulling. Oh, give me 1 second. I'll put it.
Sure.
It's the fashion week.
Yeah. So
The
everybody
shows.
heads back to the
shows.
city. Everybody heads back to the city pretty much that was out there. And this is where we finally
summer's over.
start some intermingling of all 5 of them. And it's just as ridiculous as you would think. Like, they're all going to these fashion shows.
Yeah, it's New York Fashion Week.
Yeah.
And
so right off the bat, we see like Bethany and Alex are going to a show.
Wait, I'm let me just pull up. I have to remember. I think it's Pamela Rowland is the designer.
Yes.
Who I really don't know that much about. I think it's a
but whatever. It's
So okay, well wait, let's back up a second. So Jill takes Allie for back to school clothes, and they have that big blowout in the store.
Well, Allie's more interested in the dress for the night.
Right. And we see a very different side to Jill in that moment. Jill has been kind of like even keel and, kind
she gets a little
quote unquote wholesome, and we just see this different side where she's like gets so angry at Allie for not listening to her.
She just quits.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm gonna go sit down. I'll let her and my gang husband pick it all out.
No, but like one of my favorite like Jill moments is when she goes, you know what? I'm going to take you to the mall. Like
yeah,
all the
like
other kids in
like
America.
Everybody else, you're going to go to the
Yeah,
mall.
meanwhile, she's
I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Like,
what the fuck's wrong with a mall?
well, I mean, they
you
live
go
in
out to Jersey, though, you get some real high-end malls. Like, it's not like, you know.
That's a different franchise. That's
but it's like she acted like they were going to get a car to Staten Island and go to the mall that's across from the dump. You know?
So we
like,
see
you're going to go to the Gap now.
Yeah. Well, we see a different side to Jill, which I think was kind of interesting.
But eventually she just sat down and pouted.
Yeah, well, one of the things that she said, she was just like, you know, some people may think that I like shopping, but really I just like buying.
Yeah.
Which I can kind of understand.
Yeah.
You just want to get it.
She doesn't have the thrill of the hunt.
I'm still letting you buy whatever you want because I'm providing you, but don't ask my input. Let me just sit here. Leave me alone.
Yeah. I'm going to play on my phone.
Well, back then, I don't think like
it's
phones
true.
were. Maybe your BlackBerry, but that was about it. All right, so then, so they buy the dress, they buy the clothes, it's all good, and then fast forward to the 17 fashion or the 17 magazine party that Luann and Jill take their daughters to, which is kind of cute. Their daughters.
Quick shot at Neo because he was the hot shit at that time.
Yeah,
shit, it's Neo.
Don't hate on Neo.
No, I'm not hating on Neo. I'm just saying, like, I haven't heard of Neo in a while, and then all of a sudden we're watching a 12-year-old show, and Neo's front and center.
Yeah. Well, okay, so they take the kids.
Yeah, the daughters had a little butter relationship. That was cute.
It was kind of cute.
Jill and Luann were bonding about, fuck Ramona type shit.
Yeah.
And
that was pretty much it, I think. Or
I think at one point, Luann, later on in the episode, Luann and Ramona go to an Alice. I think Alice and Olivia.
Oh, yeah, they go to their own little fashion show.
Right, and Ramona just sticks her foot in her mouth.
Oh, that was delicious.
Judgment. Delicious.
She's like, I want my daughter to be an actress, not a model, because models don't take much thinking. Meanwhile, there's 8 live models standing around them, and she's talking to somebody who was a model.
Who, so, also a former model.
I think she stuck a foot so far down her mouth, down her throat, her foot like came out of her ass, and it just fell right back where it was supposed to.
But again, Ramona is who she is.
Oh, absolutely. She was unapologetic. Well, she was actually. She wasn't.
But that's the thing. That's the thing that I think you'll see about Ramona. Sometimes she realizes how much of an asshole she is, and she does apologize. So, so that there was this whole drama about
somewhat respectable, I suppose.
Getting Avery, taking Avery to Wilhelmina Kids, trying to get her into commercial acting. She does a great job, even though Ramona being the talking too fast.
Let's do it in half speed.
Yeah, half speed.
But that was about that's about it.
Well, Avery didn't want to act. She didn't want to do it because
once she found out she might have to miss school, she was like,
no,
you fucking nerd. And then even Mario had some qualms about that as well. And Ramona was like, yo, let me just handle this. Don't you worry about it. You just keep making your angel bracelets and fucking... making his fucking...
jewelry.
Yeah, his diamond, Holy Trinity bracelets or whatever.
Before we get into your winners and losers, can we just talk?
We didn't even touch on how Bethany,
oh, that's right, Bethany.
Bethany had a pretty... She was trying to hang out with Alex. Alex was finally
That's what I wanted us to get to.
Yeah, and so she invites her to that fucking show, and without telling anybody, she invites her husband. And her husband sucks. Like, they don't do... Like, he's texting her throughout, like, should I wear dark boots or light boots? Oh, my God. Bethany can't stand it. Bethany rose in my rankings in this one because she just kept throwing shade at Alex, like, right to her fucking face.
And Alex just kept laughing.
And Alex just kept laughing it off because Alex won't talk shit to somebody who's established in that circle already because she wants to...
With Bethany at that time, she is not...
She's trying to be funny, but Alex is probably barely listening, just trying to be super
just trying
nice.
to make connections. Yeah,
and they even, called it out because, Jill joined them and in the confessional or whatever you want to call it, Jill was like, yo, they're trying too hard.
Yes! They're very nervous and trying too hard.
Yeah, exactly. So, I appreciate Bethany. I also appreciated Bethany when they were at the Hilfiger fucking trunk show or whatever it was.
Ginny Hilfiger.
And Jill was there with the gay husband. And Bethany was just like, even like just mouthing, like whispering to herself, like how ridiculous they were acting. Like in real life, not even in the confessional. Like the camera would just show her, she'd just be like, "These people are fucking insane."
Yeah,
like,
too much. Yeah, she was like,
much.
"And I'm no wallflower."
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Oh yeah, her snide comments and shit, like definitely her sarcasm. She skyrocketed up the rankings this week. So, given that, you want to talk about the winners and losers of the episode?
Let's move to that.
Okay, so the winner in this episode. Oh well, there's one last thing we got to talk about: the fashion show at the end, where Jill showed up with the gay husband, and they were sitting in the second row.
Yeah.
And they were fuck this shit.
Well, no.
We're out.
Ramona and her girlfriend, I don't remember her girlfriend's name, they were in the front row. And Jill and her gay husband were also supposed to be in the front row, but apparently they had been moved to sit behind Ramona. Now, given the beef that is going on between Ramona and Jill, the tennis
and you know what's funny
beef.
about it too? Only one side knows there's beef right now.
Yes.
Right? Only one side knows there's beef, and that's Jill. And Jill shows up having to take a back seat to the person that there's beef with.
And she's
that
tight.
Yeah,
and Jill is tight.
I would be tight too.
She was like, fuck this. There's no way I'm sitting behind Ramona. And they book it out of there. And that moment where, like, her gay husband is just trying. He's just like, I know you're very upset right now, but please calm down.
Yeah.
And Jill is ready to explode. They go outside. They get a cab and get out of there.
I thought she was going to kill a homeless person. Just to extinguish the life of something. That's how mad she was.
But I think last night, I don't know if you remember, you made a great comment though about Ramona and her confessional and how she was acting about.
Well, exactly, and that's
situation.
why I wrote it down in my winners and losers. I also wrote a comment down about Alex, which I totally forgot to mention. But Alex and her husband are like a virus trying to infect high society. Like, that's, like, given that we're, talking about coronavirus right now. But anyway, so the winners and losers, right? The winner of this episode is Ramona. And that's because, A, she got the front row. B, it caused Jill to get the second row, and Jill fucking bounced. And it allowed Ramona to jump on her high horse in the confessional and be like, I don't know why I would get. I wouldn't be too upset if I was in the second row. Like, why is that such a big deal? What does it even matter? Meanwhile, everybody knows damn well if she was in the second row, she would have fucking thrown a fit, probably.
Oh, and then
so it was such a fake high horse that she was able to get on, and so for that reason, since she was able to get on it, she was the winner of this episode.
But Jill also, I have to sympathize with Jill a little bit. She also went out of her way to buy that wonderful power skirt suit that she wore in the episode.
Oh, absolutely.
To wear in the front row.
She bought it from the designer.
Yes, from the designer.
But how she got bumped is beyond me.
Yes.
I don't even understand how she got bumped.
Yeah.
Did Ramona do it?
You know what? It's been so long I don't remember. We'll probably find out while the feud goes on. We may, we may not. Ramona, which I don't want to give too much away, but here I go. We'll learn that this won't be the last time something like this happens with Ramona.
Oh, okay. Interesting. That's
That's
like a little tease, a little foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the loser of the episode were Bethany and Jill, because Alex brought her lame fucking husband to the show when he wasn't invited, and he's just being a creep the whole time. They're trying to be too overeager, and to be honest, it worked because Jill's gonna help Francois get into a better school.
The Claremont, I think is the name of the school.
So
big whoop.
I don't want to give them winner, but they won a little bit right there.
Oh yeah.
But the loser was everybody who has everybody who has.
Which I think also
that's exactly their goal, though. Their goal is to make. That's what they've even talked about. Like, they're not even there to make friends; they're there to make connections.
But it also, I just want to point out though that I think it speaks to Jill's character too.
Yeah, that she
doesn't know these people. She doesn't necessarily like them.
But I don't know if that's such an inconsequential move for her, and she's just trying to collect allies for the war with Ramona to come. Is that a fair statement, possibly?
I
she knows these girls new, so she just wants to get on her team immediately.
I won't comment on that.
Okay.
We'll see down the road. With Jill, I think I just want to make that comment that I think it speaks to her character that she has a lot. Okay. She has a lot of connections. She has a lot of money, and I do think that she is generous in some ways in helping other people.
Okay. All right. So who did you have as winners and losers for this episode? Do you have anybody you thought about it?
I mean, the winner for that episode has to be Ramona.
Okay.
I mean, to have her brand new frenemy sit behind her in a fashion show and like totally blow up, not only in that moment in front of other people, but in front of the cameras.
Oh yeah. Like,
and
that's
Ramona's just kind of like sitting there like, well, I don't know why she would be.
Like, in that moment.
What a diva.
In that moment, Jill's got to be questioning even doing that show anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it's the third fucking episode.
Yeah.
She's got filmed getting not invited to a party. She got filmed, like, with her husband not paying as much attention as she liked. She got filmed getting the second row when everybody else, you know, like, that all happened in 3 episodes, and this is like a high society woman who, like, at that point, she's got to be like, why the fuck am I even doing this? Like, this is fucking, like, I'm looking like a jerk off right off the bat. No, I understand, but I'm not saying, like, I just need the questioning thing. Like, the bads have outweighed the goods for Jill.
Yeah, I would say that Ramona is the winner, and the loser of that episode is obviously Jill. I would agree with you on that. It really it didn't paint her in that episode didn't paint her in the best light.
Okay. So, right now, we've talked about the 3 episodes. What we're going to do now is I'm going to talk about my power rankings and how they've changed from my initial thoughts. And I got to say, number 1 is still Ramona. She's still the most intriguing. She's still the most ridiculous. And she still reminds me of my mom with money. And number 2 is still Luann. She didn't have too great of an episode in the third one, but the second one was good for her, so I'm still kind of intrigued with her.
Wait, can you just explain why you didn't think she didn't have that great of an episode?
Because there was really nothing going on for her. We only really saw her...
she was just a vehicle for Jill in the second one.
And but I can still tell there's something there.
Okay.
And she's stirring the pot, like, on both sides.
Yeah.
And so I appreciate that. Number 3 is Bethany now. Like, she's moved up from 5... You know, shot up the charts a little bit, and that was all because of the shit talker she did to Alex to her face and all the snide comments. And I don't care about her relationship, and I think it's gonna end soon, and that'll make it more interesting for her as well.
I'm gonna make a comment right now. If you were a Real Housewife, like your Real Housewife spirit animal, would be Bethany.
I agree. A million %.
It's Bethany.
I do agree with that, yes.
And my Real Housewife spirit animal, who you will meet in a couple of seasons later, would be Sonia.
If I had to pick one for you right now, it would probably be Ramona.
Ramona?
Out of
really?
These 5, yeah.
Why? That's like a bombshell.
Well...
What?
I don't think it would be Bethany. I think it'd
Why Ramona?
Either Jill or Ramona.
Why Ramona?
Well, because I think it's more about, like, the having fun and being silly and not caring what people think. And
I stick my foot in my mouth? Wow, this episode is really taking a turn right now.
No, I didn't mean it like that. No. Like, I just mean in terms of personality. And even though she did, it was an accident at the time. Like, she was just talking. And
I think your views will change.
All right,
we'll
see. That's what I mean. All right. So that was Bethany was at 3rd. Jill moved down to 4th, and Alex is just in the basement. Yeah, I would love to just, like, fast forward through the Alex parts.
Quite honestly, I don't think your opinion will really change of her as we move along. But she grows on you. Okay. They kind of grow on you.
All right, we'll see. Well, we'll end it with that. Follow us on Twitter at Don't Want to Watch. And the don't is a 0. Okay, Follow us on Instagram at Don't Want to Watch. And I think it's don'twannawatch.podbean.com. The links are in the Instagrams and Twitters.
And I'll, I'm on that Bravo Historians Facebook group. Shout out to you guys for all the wonderful posts. I had made a post, I think maybe 2 days ago, saying that we were going to start this podcast. So I'll post it up in there as well. So,
all right.
And that's it.
That's it. Peace out. And
we're going to be watching, we'll be watching some of the,
yeah, we're going to start
the next
tweeting
few
about
episodes,
this stuff
and we'll start tweeting while we're watching.
While we're watching it. But yeah. All right. Peace out.
Guys,
and
stay safe. Wash your hands. All that bullshit.
Yeah, don't let the Rona get you.
Yeah, really.
All right. Later.
Bye.